Black Hollow Mine, a name that sends shivers down the spine of anyone who hears it. A scar on the land, a reminder of the relentless pursuit of wealth that left nothing but desolation in its wake. A place of shadows and whispers, where the wind carries the voices of those long gone. Locals spoke of it with fear in their eyes, their voices trembling as they recounted the tales, stories passed down through generations, each more chilling than the last. Dark tales of tragedy and despair, of men who went to work and never returned. The mine held a sinister reputation, a place where the line between the living and the dead seemed to blur. It was said to be cursed. A place where misfortune and death were constant companions. A place of sorrow and restless spirits, where the past refused to stay buried. Those who dared enter spoke of strange noises, unexplained cold spots, the feeling of unseen eyes watching their every move, and a feeling of being watched as if the mine itself was alive, aware of their presence. Black Hollow Mine was not a place for the faint of heart. It was a place where the brave and the foolish met the same fate. The history of Black Hollow is written in blood and tears. Accidents, cave-ins, and mysterious disappearances plagued the mine from its earliest days. Tools left behind, rusted and forgotten, tell the story of a place abandoned in haste, as if the very ground beneath it was cursed. Local historians have tried to piece together the truth, but the mine's secrets remain elusive, hidden in the shadows. The miners who worked there spoke of strange occurrences, tools moving on their own, and the feeling of being watched even in the deepest tunnels. Echoing footsteps in empty shafts, whispers that seemed to come from the very walls, and shadows that moved where no light should reach. Local legends grew, tales of ghostly apparitions and vengeful spirits, of miners who never left and still haunt the dark corridors. Standing at the edge of Black Hollow Mine, one can feel the weight of its history, the sorrow and fear that still linger in the air. Black Hollow Mine remains a place of mystery and dread, a testament to the darkness that can lie beneath the surface of the earth.
Jacob was a young man full of strength and determination. He was not just any miner, he was a devoted husband and a loving father. Every morning before the sun even rose, Jacob would kiss his wife and children goodbye, knowing that his work in the mine was what kept food on their table and a roof over their heads. The mine was a dark and dangerous place, filled with unseen perils and the ever-present threat of collapse. Yet Jacob faced these dangers head-on, driven by his unwavering commitment to his family. Each day, Jacob descended into the bowels of the earth, the weight of his responsibilities heavy on his shoulders. The air in the mine was thick with coal dust, making it hard to breathe, and the only light came from the small headlamp on his helmet. Despite the harsh conditions, Jacob worked tirelessly, his hands calloused and his muscles aching from the relentless labor. He knew that every piece of coal he extracted was a step closer to a better life for his loved ones. Jacob's fellow miners respected him for his bravery and dedication. They knew that he was a good man, one who would never shy away from hard work or danger if it meant providing for his family. The camaraderie among the miners was strong, and they looked out for one another, knowing that their lives depended on it. In the darkness of the mine, they found a sense of brotherhood and solidarity that helped them endure the grueling work. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Jacob's resolve never wavered. He remained steadfast in his mission, his love for his family fueling his every move. The mine was an unforgiving place, but Jacob's spirit was unbreakable. He was a beacon of hope and strength, a testament to the power of love and determination in the face of adversity.
One fateful night, a storm raged. Rain lashed down, flooding the mine shafts. Thunder shook the earth. The miners felt a sense of foreboding. They knew the dangers of a flooded mine, but Jacob continued to work. His family needed every penny. Then it happened. A deafening roar. The ground trembled. A tunnel collapsed, trapping Jacob inside. The other miners desperately tried to dig him out, but the storm hampered their efforts. Jacob was never seen again. The mine was deemed too dangerous. Operations ceased, Black Hollow fell silent. Years passed, the tragedy of Jacob's demise faded into local legend, but the mine held its secrets. Strange occurrences began. Unexplained noises echoed from the sealed entrance, whispers carried on the wind. Locals claimed to see a flickering light deep within the mine, a light that seemed to move. Years later, a group of young men decided to explore the abandoned mine. Among them was Eric.
Drawn by curiosity and a thirst for adventure.
Ignoring the warnings of the townsfolk, they ventured into the darkness.
The air inside was heavy and cold. The smell of damp earth and decay filled their nostrils.
They cautiously made their way deeper into the mine, their flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness. As they descended deeper, the air grew colder. The walls of the mine seemed to close in around them, the darkness becoming almost tangible. Each step echoed ominously, a reminder of the isolation and the unknown that lay ahead. The cold mist swirled around their feet, making every breath visible in the dim light. The sound of their own breathing echoed strangely. It was as if the mine itself was alive, breathing with them. Then Eric saw it, a shadowy figure just at the edge of his vision. He blinked, trying to clear his eyes, but the figure remained. His heart pounded in his chest, a mix of fear and curiosity driving him forward.
A faint light flickering in the distance. It was barely perceptible, but it was there, a small beacon in the overwhelming darkness. Eric squinted, trying to make out what it could be. Was it another miner, or something else entirely? The light seemed to dance, flickering in and out of existence, drawing him closer.
He froze. A cold shiver ran down his spine. The air seemed to grow even colder, and the darkness pressed in around him. He could feel the weight of the mine above, the tons of rock and earth that separated him from the surface. His breath came in short, sharp gasps, each one a struggle against the fear that threatened to overwhelm him. He motioned for the others to stop. They gathered around him, their faces illuminated by the beam of his flashlight. The light cast long shadows on the walls, making the mine seem even more eerie. They whispered among themselves, their voices hushed and tense. Each of them felt the same fear, the same sense of impending doom. The light grew brighter. It was no longer a faint flicker, but a steady glow, illuminating the tunnel ahead. And then they saw him, a figure standing in the darkness, his form slowly becoming clearer as the light intensified. The miners held their breath, their eyes wide with fear and anticipation. A figure standing in the darkness, a miner covered in coal dust. His clothes were tattered and his face was smeared with grime. He looked like he had been there for years, trapped in the mine, forgotten by the world above. The sight of him sent a chill down their spines, a reminder of the dangers that lurked in the depths of the earth. His eyes glowed with an eerie light. It was unnatural, almost otherworldly. The glow seemed to pierce the darkness, cutting through the shadows and illuminating the fear in their hearts. The miners stared, unable to look away, their minds racing with questions. Who was this man? And what had happened to him?
The figure took a step forward, his movements slow and deliberate. The miners took a step back, their fear palpable. The air was thick with tension, each second stretching into an eternity. The figure raised a hand, pointing towards the darkness behind them. "Leave this place," he whispered, his voice barely audible but filled with an unmistakable urgency. The miners exchanged glances, their fear now mixed with a sense of urgency. They knew they had to leave, but the path back was long and treacherous. With a final glance at the ghostly figure, they turned and began their ascent, the darkness closing in behind them.
It was Jacob, his face etched with pain and despair. He reached out a hand as if seeking help.
Ah!
Eric cried out in terror. The other men, paralyzed with fear, could only watch in horror. Eric stumbled backward, his foot catching on a loose rock. He fell, his flashlight tumbling from his grasp. The light extinguished, plunging them into darkness. Panic surged through the group as they scrambled to their feet. They fled in terror, back through the darkness, stumbling and falling, desperate to escape the haunted mine. They burst out into the sunlight, gasping for air, their eyes wide with terror. They never returned to Black Hollow Mine. The mine remained abandoned, left to the spirits of the past. Locals claimed to still hear Jacob's cries echoing from the depths of the earth, a chilling reminder of the tragedy of Black Hollow Mine. Black Hollow Mine stands as a testament to the perils of the past, a place where darkness reigns and the echoes of tragedy linger. Jacob's spirit, trapped within the mine's depths, a chilling reminder of the human cost of progress. Some stories are more than just tales, they are warnings from beyond, reminders of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the supernatural. Black Hollow Mine is one such place.